I'm on a quest to have a second healthy baby, and that means I'm not putting any toxins, any fragrances in my body, and that's where Caraway Home cookware and their Tupperware come into play. Right now, when you use my code TSFS at carawayhome.com, you get 10% off. I'm sure you're like, Sarah, what are you talking about? Well, Caraway products are non-toxic. That means they have no PFAs, PTFEs, those forever chemicals that are extremely hard to pronounce. And I just ordered their storage containers in navy. Oh, and hello, they don't have any toxic chemicals either. Don't believe me? Go and read their 5-star reviews. Over 65,000 people have rated them 5 stars. Visit carawayhome.com/TSFS to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive to Sarah Fraser Show listeners, so support my show and visit carawayhome.com/TSFS or use code TSFS at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. Thank you, gorgeous. What do you think? I don't get dressed up for you? What are you saying? I'm like a schlump every time I come on here?
I mean, this is like a whole, what is this? It's a pink, and I've never seen this before. A dress, you guys, a dress.
Well, it's just a little number for you, you know? I thought, you know what? I'm going to really dress up for my David Yontef today. I am going to go all out. We are Vanderpump Rules recapping. And I do have one question for you.
Yes.
Did you ever go on that date with that guy that Patty Stinger was going to hook you up with? Did you ever go with him? We want to know.
Well, first of all, Patty has all these rules. I'm not in the club, but he's in the club, so he must have paid. I know what Patty's fees are, so I'm like, oh. So he paid money. And when Patty has someone, she calls me. No, he is in New York, and I have not been back to New York. I'm here in LA, girl. So we are talking. But you know what I love? Last weekend, and there's no pictures allowed in Patty's club. So it's a really a blind date. But
okay.
It kind of works in a way. Look, you could always meet a friend. Last week he was like, oh, what are you doing this weekend to do? He's like, oh, I'm going to Carbone tonight. Oh. And he knew the restaurants to go to in New York. And that, I like someone in the know. I need you. You don't have to be cool and hip. I don't like that. And you definitely should not like reality TV. You should hate reality TV and know nothing about it. But I like when you know where to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right, so this is an overall no. This is an overall no. You did not go on the date.
Yeah, this is an overall no. But what I have been busy with is it's an overall no, but we're still talking, whatever. When I get to New York, I'll get to New York. This is my second foray this week into Vanderpump Rules because yesterday I did a Vanderpump Rules breakdown with the Brav Bros on my podcast. I was hanging with the straight guys. I was hanging with the straight bros, girl.
Oh, I want to see this.
Well, Sarah's laughing. It was me and the two straight bros.
I don't know that I've really seen you interact with straight men. Okay, how did this go down? I got to go listen to this. All right, tell me.
See, you're already laughing. No, listen. I actually have a good chemistry with straight bros. These particular two straight bros, but straight bros in general. Oh. I mean, do you ever think I
gotta have you hang with my husband and see, what's.
I know how to bro out, girl. Just butch it up a little bit. Look, I'm wearing flannel today.
Well, you do look a little butch. This is actually the butchest I've seen you, actually.
Girl,
no, and I asked you too.
The Brav Bros have rubbed off of me. They were on my show yesterday doing Vanderpump, girl.
You look very butch. And I asked you, I said, have you bought a gun yet? And you look like you're getting closer.
Don't buy a gun.
I don't want to see you.
No, I would be literally scared. But you know what? No, I mean, you ever wake up and you think to yourself, you know how fabulous your life would be, Sarah Fraser, if you were born gay? What if I was born straight? I would bro it up and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, honey, you'd be watching sports. You'd be, just out there looking for chicks. I mean, you'd be really
God. I'd probably have a wife and kid, and then I would be miserable. Miserable.
Can we?
And hey,
I know we have 10,000 ideas, and we will stay focused. But as we
Vanderpump, baby. Vanderpump. Go on.
As we continue to be millionaires, can we please do a show where it's like, Sarah takes David fish out of water and like you and I go to the shooting range and I just see you trying to shoot a gun.
She's laughing. We could do our own version of The Simple Life right here in LA and just
be so good, you guys. Oh God. Anyhow, that's terrific. So you and the Brav Bros, what did you talk? Huge Sandoval news, by the way. I mean, again, explosion. And I have a lot of thoughts on this comments.
Talk to me about this New York Times article he's commented. I mean, did you read the latest that apparently his publicist during it was like texting furiously, and apparently after Bravo called and they were like, "Now, what was that about OJ Simpson and George Floyd?" Bravo called and just had a few questions about what was actually said, and then I think shut her.
But
so
what is the point of having a publicist? Why didn't she stop the interview? Why didn't she stop the interview and back up that quote right when it was happening?
Honey, let me tell you something. I do the interviews over here behind the velvet rope, and sometimes there's a publicist or a network, hi Bravo, on the line, and no one says shit. This passive-aggressive bullshit, and then the shit comes out, and then there's a headline, and then everyone's upset. It's like, you were on the fucking call. Why didn't you speak up? I agree with you.
Couldn't agree more. Normally, and for anybody listening, obviously you and I have dealt with networks for a long time, TLC, NBC, Fox. They will call you after. And they ask you very nicely, Sarah, this person said this. Can you take that out? Usually it's more spoilers around the show. And for the most part, I play ball because to me, like those little things are not worth losing a relationship, especially when the network is great to you and really puts their people on and helps you out, right? With the media, I got to say, and you've hired publicists in the past. I've worked with publicists. They always tell you going in, like, most of these journalists doing like these New York magazines and stuff, they're not really your friends. They are looking to sink you in some way, right? They're looking for you to tangle yourself up because it's a good story and everything's about clickbait for the most part. Now, not saying there aren't good journalists out there. This was a big faux pas for him in the sense you just can't, if he just equated Sandoval to OJ, I think people would have gotten it. Mm-hmm. Again, not that that's a great connection because unfortunately 2 very innocent lives and a mother, her life was taken early. And of course, now we found out he's guilty, right? A book, If I Did It. So, but I think if he had
Go listen to my chat with Kato Kaelin.
I did, and it was excellent. It was beyond good. It was Pulitzer Prize winning. But if he had just stopped there, I don't think there'd be the hoopla. Once you bring George Floyd into it, that's just such a much bigger issue that has nothing to do with a pop culture TV show. What he was trying to do, and he did it very, very poorly and insensitively, was to say, look, the visceral reaction that people had to those moments in history is what it felt like for Sandoval, from Tom's point of view. Now that one, I think, is very arrogant to put yourself on that level. I'm not offended by any of this. Like, people are outraged and housewives are doing videos. Oh my God. Look, the guy is basically, what he's trying to say is it was weird to him that it became this unbelievable pop culture moment that in his mind he equates to these other things. Okay. Completely racially insensitive. Why his publicist didn't, I cannot even believe. What the fuck is the point of hiring a publicist? These people are paid. I mean,
and now he's made a statement. And, where is, first of all, I would love to hear more people from the cast. I'd love to hear their reactions. Katie, of course, has, spoken out as she often does. But, we have Jax has been fired and rehired. Kristen Doty has been fired and rehired. Stassi's fired. It's not exactly the same thing, but isn't it? Like, where's Bravo's outrage? I know that they made a call behind the scenes.
It's not. No, come on. You can't equate it to.
Fine.
They, you
can't
Kristen
equate it what they did to it.
And Stassi accused a black woman of theft. That is
Correct.
Way different. The guy is not a lyrical. And look, I'm not defending what he said. It was really in poor taste. And the fact that he didn't recognize immediately and go, oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I don't want to be equating myself to George Floyd in any way, shape, or form or what I went through. I mean, maybe he's that racially dumb. I don't know. But I mean, it's totally different than what Jax and all of them did. I mean, they really went after someone of color personally that was innocent. I mean, that's like way different. This guy's equating, this guy has such an ego, Tom Sandoval, that he thinks he's on the same level as these moments in history. And
couldn't they
like,
have compared
dude,
himself
on.
to like Taylor and Travis Kelce in the Eras tour or the takeover of the NFL?
Yes, like
Wouldn't that have been better?
anything else. Yeah.
I mean, I'm
But
just saying.
I would not fire him over this. I wouldn't. I
Guess
don't
what?
think it's what?
Overnight ratings are over 1 million, so he's not being fired. So don't you worry about that.
There you have it.
Don't you worry.
I found it more, I guess, a weird juxtapose that last night's episode of Vanderpump Rules was really almost about Tom Sandoval's, suicidal thoughts. That's really what it was about. And then, like today, he makes this huge statement, apologizes, and now people are calling for him to be fired. And I'm sure, if anything, he's probably feeling like, ugh, am I worth it,
This ain't going to help his popularity with the public now. Gertie from Miami is very upset with him, as she should be. And a lot of people are just, where's Lawless? Where's Lisa? What does Lisa Vanderpump think about this? When Lisa goes out today and that Bentley pulls up, when that Bentley pulls up to Tom and she gets out, and the paparazzi are there waiting for her because she has to go check the registers and see what the overnight sales were of drinks. I mean, this is the first question that she's going to be asked. I mean, when Ken goes to, the Polo Lounge for, brunch with Donut, the new donut that we met last night, they're going to be waiting for him. Like, better have your statement ready, guys.
Yeah, it's an easy statement. Tom Sandoval made a very foolish, stupid statement. He should never have said that and equated himself anywhere in the category of especially George Floyd. And even OJ Simpson. 2 innocent people were murdered. That was horrendous. 2 beautiful kids lost their mother. That he shouldn't. No, that's all they need to say. It was dumb. He apologized. And we appreciate his apology. That's it. Right? What do you think? Do you think I'm way off?
I mean, I'm trying to think what I would say. I'm trying to think what I would say. Tom Sandoval is often sticking his foot in his mouth. It was a very poor analogy, and I'm quite taken aback by the choice of his words.
Tom Sandoval needs to pull a Beyonce and Jay-Z. Stop doing press. Write your own narrative.
Stop doing press. Well,
Beyonce does 0 press.
I mean, you know what? If I were like a Beyonce, I mean, Taylor Swift doesn't really do that much.
No.
Why would you, truly, why would you do press? Like Courtney Cox, Jennifer Aniston, when you're making $20 million a year in residuals just from Friends, then you have your Super Bowl ad with David Schwimmer. Like, why would you ever do press? I understand why housewives do press. I understand why, most working actors do press and come on behind the velvet rope. Why would you do press if you were like anyone from Friends or Beyonce or, man, we have really gotten off track from the Vanderpump Rules recap.
Yeah, we ought to go. Yeah, we should go back. I wouldn't. And the 2 smartest people right now doing it are the Kelce brothers on their own podcast where they're making insane money and controlling their own narrative. I would not do any. I don't even think that it's beneficial to do press if you're a medium-sized celebrity, like traditional. It's just not. Write your own narrative. Stop talking to these
Write your own narrative. And let me just make it honest. I'll pick up on a point you said. Yeah, behind the velvet rope, I'm media. So I'm not your friend. So don't call me upset. Don't text me afterwards. I don't want to be your fucking friend. I want to be left alone and I want to do my job. The people I have that I'm friends with in this industry, it's organic. Like, shocker, I did my job. So yeah, I agree with you. It's media. That's what the media does. Look, we all have a mutual understanding. When you come on, you're going to plug your stuff. I'm going to ask you some pretty intrusive questions about what this audience wants to hear. You're going to get to plug your new project, which no one necessarily is that excited about, but let's get it out there. And you got to answer it's right. And then we shake hands and we're cordial and we're friendly and we don't have anything against each other, but we do have different motives during a recorded session. That is how it is on a red carpet. That's how it is anywhere. That's the job. right?
Yeah. Yeah. He fucked up. He apologized. If we've learned anything from being canceled, stop talking about it. You fucked up. You apologize. Move forward. Keep moving forward with your life. Your fans are going to be your fans regardless. Everyone's going to hate you for a week, and then they'll be on to hating somebody else.
Yeah. They should just give Tom, like, just lean into the hate. Just Bravo, give him like a dating show. I know he's dating this new model. Just give Tom like a dating show. Schwartzy be on it. Put Schwartzy on there as like the BFF. And just do a Bachelor ripoff with the douche and put like 25 girls in a house that actually want to date this. Make it like what is it? Like Flavor of Love. Like, let's go a little trashy. And let's have like real douche type girls that are like, we don't care that he's a douche. Like, we're on board. He's hot. Like, a little bit of fame is everything that we're looking for here. And just let's lead into it. Let's have a bunch of groupies from the concerts in a house fighting for Tom's love. I bet you that'll be hate watched pretty high.
I would think so too, and I don't know why. I feel like Katie Maloney still is obsessed with Tom Schwartz. I have no idea why everybody is like, Tom Schwartz, what do you think of Tom Sandoval's comments? It's like, Tom Schwartz doesn't control what the guy, like, he's already said, I'm going to be friends with the guy for life. Why the fuck are you guys still asking? Like,
according to last night's
Tom
episode,
Schwartz, they're best friends. Like, I mean, why do we care what Tom Schwartz thinks? Like, Tom Schwartz is the guy's babysitter. It's just so weird to me.
As he said last night, Lala, he's family. He'll always be family, and Lala understands. These are families, guys. And by the way,
okay, what did you think of last night's episode? Because I have to say, I do. So the whole theme of last night, of course, was like Lisa Vanderpump, the queen kingmaker that she is, essentially asking them all to back off. Like, suicide's very, she never thought that it would ever impact her family. She lost her brother. I get how emotional it is. And she's saying to Lala, to Sheena, like, enough. I need you guys to like lay off him. If he's having these thoughts, like, we don't want to have any regrets. Okay. And Lala's like, oh, he comes for me. Like, I don't give anything on this show. Okay. I don't see that she has so far. What new have we learned about the Randall Emmett divorce?
Not much. Not much. We've seen the house. Baby
okay,
Ocean,
so what is she giving us?
Silence by David. Silence by David.
I mean, right?
I don't know.
I'm like, what else are we going to get? The most fascinating parts to me is do we believe that I kind of am now like Tom really was in love with Raquel and really thought that they were going to continue this relationship and is so bothered by the fact that she has like cut him off. That I think is the most
you don't
interesting
think he's like playing it up. I'm not convinced. I'm listening to every side of it. I'm listening to every side.
I don't know what to figure out about Tom Sandoval, right? Is Tom Sandoval such an egomaniac that he does see himself like on the level of OJ and George? Like, is that who he really is? Because that's what Ariana says when they're at the pool, they're in the pool. And I loved the pool float, by the way, of Something About Her, the sandwich shop that's never opening. I loved it.
I was going to say, it seems a little more put together than the actual Something About Her that I walked by a few weeks ago in WeHo when I went to dinner at Chicona's. So shouldn't we have like the boarded up window and like the shingle falling off? I'm just saying. I don't want to call it like James should have built a dilapidated rundown, Something About Her. I'm not wishing anyone any harm. I just think represent what actually is. And producers, thank you for that, because James didn't build that himself. But go on.
Ariana says he will always disappoint you. Ariana might be right. I mean, again, all these people's lives are edited to fit a narrative that the show wants, right? Like different seasons, people are hated. It's all like, it's just, you're getting a snapshot of their life. When we met Tom in real life for 5 minutes, he was very pleasant and nice. Again, we'd paid to meet him, so I wouldn't expect him to say fuck you to your face, but that would have been a moment. But maybe this is just who Tom Sandoval really is. I thought that part was interesting on the show. I thought, obviously we have the pool party at James. James is jumping in the pool with Allie.
He's got to be careful jumping off the roof like that. I'm really lost in the weeds today, but he's got to be careful jumping off the roof. And by the way, Casa Kennedy, like repeated 3 times. Doesn't Allie live there? Doesn't her cat live there? Doesn't Graham Cracker live there? Shouldn't this just be Casa Kennedy and whatever the hell Allie's last name is? Lance? The hell is her last name again?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Casa
Too
Kennedy
lazy.
and Allie. Well, he should
Too
have that.
lazy to look it up, right? I mean, I'm very upset with James. It's a little chauvinistic. I'm getting woke here. I'm getting woke today, Sarah.
Okay, well, that's another show.
I mean,
What did you think of the overall episode last night? I just don't think we are getting a lot from Lala. Sheena, I can relate to the mom stuff. The whole, the babysitter and then having her sister come over. I felt like Sheena and Brock's. It's so weird once you become a mother. It's like you cannot leave that cub. You just cannot leave them. You're just like, no one can protect them like I can protect them. I have to be there. And I relate to that. And I think that's really good. I really like Brock and Sheena on the show the best. I don't feel like I'm getting a ton from anyone else. And I love Schwartz's weirdness. I'm sorry. I would make out with him and bring me 18 plants.
since when did I'm sorry, I'm trying to get out of the weeds. Since when the fuck does Sheena have a sister? Can someone please tell me that?
Oh, we didn't know this until this season?
These people that are listening, they know everything. So now someone's going to go up my asshole and tell me that in season 2, scene 3, at 4:07, the sister was there in the background, in the corner. So maybe your guess is as good as mine. I drink vodka, so I don't remember anything. But I don't remember a sister. I don't remember a fucking sister. I don't know. She got married on the damn TV. Maybe there was a sister then. I don't remember a sister. So either I live by such a fabulous life that so much goes in and so much goes out, or I drink too much, or I have early stages of stuff that is not good.
We're not going to mention.
I'm not making light of that, guys. I'm not. It's a real valid concern that I have. But go on. Let's not talk about my issues here today.
Then they go out on a double date with James and Allie. And, again, the whole theme of this episode is Tom Sandoval's mental health. And Lala is like, I never thought about his mental. And we're back to sobriety, right? We're back to sobriety because they're not really drinking. So we don't have the drinking stories that we did several years ago. Quick pause to thank the Seed Scout. Fertility is a huge issue. You guys know I'm going through it, and it works on all ends. So male infertility is on the rise. That's where Seed Scout comes into play. Seed Scout is a nationally known, recognized sperm bank. If you are a couple that are trying to have a baby and are having issues with sperm, or you're a lesbian couple, or you're a single woman and you are ready to have that beautiful baby, go to theseedscout.com. Tell them the Sarah Fraser Show sent you. They are a top sperm bank and very ethical. What makes them unique? They actually limit their sperm donors. So their sperm, they don't resell sperm, which is happening in the sperm world. They know exactly who their donors are. You can meet them. You can speak to them. You can know their DNA. And they have the most transparent screening filters out there, meaning they really want their donors to tell the complete health history, mental and physical. You get all the testing. You can look at the profiles online and get started today. TheSeedScout.com. Don't you love discovering new games for your phone that are a bit of a mind teaser, a little bit of a mystery, and aren't filled with annoying ads? Boom, I got it for you. Seeker's Notes. Guys, Seeker's Notes is a game already played by 40 million fans. And the best part about this game, it isn't one of those games just for killing time. It's a perfect stress reliever, too. The game is great with community and social interactions. Every puzzle is a workout for your brain, baby. Also, the best part, like I mentioned, totally no annoying ads. It's no Wi-Fi needed, and it's free. Now, it has a variety of virtual collectibles as well. Beyond the captivating visuals and immersive atmosphere, Seeker's Note offers a treasure trove of virtual collectibles. These are not mere items. They are relics and add depth and meaning to your journey. What are you waiting for? Get playing today. Get a little stress reliever. Oh, nothing is better than a fun game on your phone. Download Seeker's Notes now. This is a first for the Sarah Fraser Show. I have partnered with a mindful eating doctor. You guys know I gained and lost 150 pounds until I found mindfulness and quit all fad dietings. If you have tried every diet under the sun, I want to introduce you to Dr. Applin at Optimal Body. Go to myoptimalbody.com, request an appointment, and be sure to say that the Sarah Fraser Show sent you, because you can qualify for a free personalized assessment plus a bonus free 30-day supply of their gut repair product when you sign up for a customized plan. Again, that's myoptimalbody.com to request an appointment. I have never partnered with a fad weight loss company, and I never will. Dr. Applin is the real deal. If you have even tried Ozempic and it didn't work for you, you need to see him. Starts with a gut reset, and they actually make a plan for you that is long-term and slow weight loss, so you can keep it off and change your life forever. Don't believe me? Go and read their mindful 5-star reviews. Go to myoptimalbody.com and tell them the Sarah Fraser Show sent you. I think this is problematic long-term, but... And by the way, did James at his pool party, they had some sort of liquid drinks? Were they liquid weed or something? I thought he ended up chugging alcohol/weed drink, or a weed drink. Am I wrong?
No, apparent to him, it was liquid weed, and we're California. Schwartz is sober, is semi-sober curious. James apparently is California sober. Lala is really sober. I gotta have a chart, guys. Sheena is none of the above, but just not drinking at the moment. I gotta have a chart for all these sobrieties. But, you made me lose my train of thought. No, she was drinking a weed thing. But I did have a question that, what were you just saying? I had something interesting to say, but I've now forgotten it. Something about James, but I can't remember.
Well,
he was drinking he was drinking a weed drink, yes.
Is correct. He sober? He chugs this weed drink, and then, Lala is talking to them about sobriety, like kind of talking, like wanting to find out all about their sobriety. Go on. Did your thought come back?
I really like that scene between Lala and James. Yes, my thought came back is that on Watch What Happens, they did a poll of who will forgive Tom first in the group. And the choices were Ariana, Miss, the other one that works with her at something about her, Maloney, Sheena,
yes,
or I think or Lala. Now, Sheena won by an overwhelming amount. Lala was second. I would just like to point out that 1% said Katie and 2% said Ariana. So more people out there in this poll think that Ariana will forgive Mr. Sandoval before Katie. And why is there even anything above a 0%? Who are these 2% of the people that think Ariana will ever forgive Tom? I would just like to know. There you go. That's my thought.
And I don't think... I've never been super team Ariana, but I do give Ariana credit. I mean, I think Ariana her thoughts on Tom are turning out to be true, right? It seems like Tom is maybe not a great person. So that said, I think last night's episode was important because to me, nothing is ever worth taking your life. And we have a huge epidemic of suicide in this country. It's heartbreaking because it just devastates. You have no idea how much you're worth, until you're gone, and how much it hurts everybody left behind. It's the worst thing that you can do. And no matter, worst. Life is full of ebbs and flows. And if you can just get beyond the hill, the next peak that you're looking at is amazing. You just have to get through that hard time. So I thought last night's episode was good. They did need to back off because it is all about how Tom's a piece of shit, which might be true, but you can't. I think it's good to back off somebody. So I thought that was really great.
LVP has spoken.
LVP has spoken. I mean, will they take her advice? Will they listen? And I want to know more about Lala and Randall. Randall's a character, but I understand divorces are messy. And the other big scene for me, which I didn't even think they gave enough time to, was the return of Graham Cracker, the dog, at the end.
Graham Cracker is back. Graham Cracker is back. And wow, we have a emotional Mr. Kennedy. He doesn't cry over people. Lala tried to get deep over the sobriety, and he's like, oh, come on now. Oh, you want to know my feelings? I'm sober. Why do we have to talk about this? He literally laughed it off. But, Allie moved out. She took all the cats, and I was going to be single for the rest of my life. But whatever. It's all fine now. I was sad. this got him to break down. A very emotional Mr. Kennedy, right, Sarah?
I mean, I actually wanted more of that scene than I did the rest of the scenes. And why is because, and maybe fill in the blanks for me. How did this dog end up in these shelters? Did Raquel turn the dog over? Did Raquel turn the dog over to the family, right? And then
I believe so.
It bit a family member, and so then it was like given to a rescue, right? It was like given up for adoption. And then it bounced from like adoptive homes because it bit somebody else. And then all of a sudden Lisa comes out and she's like, here's Graham Cracker. It's bit a few people, darling, but he's back with you. And it's like, you're just like, oh, great. I've got this dog that fucking bites everyone. That's a liability. Terrific. I'm so thrilled. But you're right. That like brought James to tears. He's like, Graham Cracker. And I'm just like,
I mean, how does this end up at Vanderpump Dogs? Like, does Lisa, like, I assume, like, do producers just scour I'm really being serious. I mean, I just picture producers scouring every dog shelter in LA and being like, here's the picture. Does this dog look familiar? Oh, wait, he does? Okay, like, we need this moment on camera. And then let's bring him to Vanderpump Dogs. And Lisa is like, what a brilliant idea. We'll reunite. And it's in her heart, but she's like, put the Vanderpump Dogs on the screen, please. But yeah, Graham Cracker is home. Now, I hope you talked to Allie and told her Graham Cracker was coming home.
Like, there's so many layers.
Get out of the weeds, David. Get out of the weeds.
No, that's the best part. There's so many layers to this. Like, dogs and cats famously don't get along. So we're just like, she's just literally, It was hysterical, that scene. We've gone through a whole hour of mental health. And then at the end, we're like, he thinks he's going to Vanderpump Dogs to talk to Lisa about Tom Sandoval's mental health and suicidal thoughts. And it's like, forget that, darling. Here's your dog. Like, it's like, oh, okay. So all of a sudden we're over the mental health and alleged suicide thoughts. Darling, here's Graham Cracker. Will he get along with your cats? I have no idea. Has he ravaged and bit several people? Absolutely. And then James is just like crying. Is anyone else like,
and you saw
what?
Lisa. She smiled. She was so happy. Lisa loves the dog. Loves.
And also you're picturing, because this dog's apparently bit so many people, you're picturing this like pit bull mix that's going to be like a nightmare. And then it like comes out and it's this little doodle, you're like, oh, this is what like Raquel couldn't take care of and was nipping at people. The whole thing just ends in such a comical manner. And James is breaking down in tears next to a $2,000 dog bed that is actually a miniature size like luxury bed. The whole thing is just so Beverly Hills. I was like, oh my God, this is. Yeah. And what was Allie's true reaction when Graham Cracker was rescued? Like, does she really want Graham Cracker back? Or are they like, oh shit, now I got a dog?
That's not good.
What did you think of the overall episode, though? Did you think, because last week had me much more hooked. I was back. I thought it was really great. And this is how I ebb and flow with shows anyway, whether it's Sister Wives or Housewives. It's almost episode to episode to me. Sometimes the episodes are really good, really deep. You find out things. And then the next episode is kind of eh. Where were you on this one?
It was okay.
Episode 4. Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah. I want more. I want to see what else is coming up this season. What else are we going to get that we haven't already known, Do you have any predictions? What do you think?
I mean, look, I feel it's okay. I feel it's an okay season. I just feel, where do we go? Where do we go? We can't keep... I think we're going to do it all season. I know it was only 3 months later when this was filmed. I get it. But like, what does next season look like? We can't talk about Sandoval. Can't. Okay. We're going to have a whole show for 5 years about Sandoval.
Do you think it's coming, or do you think it was scrapped? But where are the conversations about like Schwartz and Sandy's? Why aren't we going back to, because I actually thought that was super interesting last season when they were trying to argue about the menu. They had the chef there. They were having people in for tastings. Like, I like the business part of it. Why is there no business part of anything yet? And the sandwich shop, why
I
aren't we
agree.
seeing discussions about this? Actually leads me to the theory there never was going to be a sandwich shop. Because where's Katie and Ariana arguing more about the wrapping of the sandwich? Where is that?
Where's all the stuff about Schwartz and Sandy's? I know Tom is forbidden from filming there, but okay, it could be more. Right, we're not getting people's lives. It's almost like the opposite of Housewives, where it's like you're a housewife, you have group scenes, you have alone scenes. If you're a friend of, you don't get alone scenes. Right, like where we're getting Sheena's life more so than anyone else's. We got Lala's a little bit. I mean, right. Where is Schwartz and Sandy's and Tom is having a tough time because his partner, went out and did this. Where is something about her? Where is James being like, babe, I love you, but I gotta go catch a flight. I'm DJing in Boston this weekend, and then I'm going to New York, and it's a tough life being on the road and away from you, and I'm not cheating. Don't you worry, darling, despite the groupies. But like, where's James heading off to LAX? Sorry, I know he lives near Burbank, but a flight to New York is likely going to be out of LAX, darling. More weeds, more weeds.
Well, I'm with you. Where is the other life stuff? When are we going to get it? Do you think we're going to get it coming up in episode 5 and episode 6? Or because we still are just beating this dead horse of Raquel, of Ariana, of Sandoval, right? And Sandoval's self-punishment by getting into cold bathtubs and then going on shows where he has to live out in the desert and this sort of self-flagellation. It's like, okay,
and I'm
when
not
are we
saying
moving
this. Do you know that Instagram account that has a gazillion followers? The guy that holds up signs. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I love him. I'm obsessed.
Right.
Yes.
So it's like, first of all, I feel like what a brilliant idea. Every day he's holding up a sign outside somewhere.
Yeah, but with
It's
like
brilliant.
an iconic saying. Like,
I forgot the website, but he holds up not just about reality TV, about everything. But the other day, I'm not saying this against her. The other day, he held up a sign that said something like, no more Billy Lee on VPR. It was something like
thank you.
I think it literally said those exact words, like no more Billy Lee on VPR.
I couldn't agree more. What does she add? It's just I liked her. We met her in real life. I really do. But what is the point? It's like he needs a token friend, and there she is.
Yeah. I think it's because he has no one else to film with.
Well,
right?
I love the lineup. No, Mr. Yontif is very busy over here. He's
it's like
conducting business.
Okay. No, I'm listening. That's another problem I have with the whole show, in that, like, it's going to be like Melissa and Teresa on New Jersey. Like, no one will film with Tom. So we have Billy Lee there. We have Ann, the assistant. We have Jason, the manager, tour manager that you met, drummer. So that's all great, but we need Tom to interact with some of these people. There's got to be some, like, this is your job. There has to be some. Like, there should be a scene next week with Sheena and Lala. You took LVP's advice, and now you're sitting down with Tom. I don't care if it goes good or bad, but it should be a real scene where you're interacting and not just him, like, begging for your forgiveness, right? Like, we have to start getting these group scenes.
Well, I just think they have to be doing stuff. We've got, like you said, we have to be seeing their lives. We have to be seeing. And I do think there's something brewing with Allie and James. Are they still together in real life? She seems very annoyed by him on the show, I think. But maybe they're madly in love.
Very, 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 very.
She wasn't down for when he sprayed her with the hose. He was trying to be cutesy. She would not happen.
She's very pretty.
Yeah, very, very stunning. Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't make up for the fact if they're not in love. And, I think all this chatter about James seems to be dying down. Look, I don't want to criticize anybody. I really don't. I really try to come here with an open heart and an open mind. But it does seem like, look, Kristen Doty is punching him in the driveway. So that wasn't the right person for you. He is so upset with Tom Sandoval, for fucking his ex. But James too, I think Tom and James have the same type in common. Like, I think I get a little bit of the Stepford subservient with Allie and James. It's a vibe I read.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think
I can see that. I
the
can see that.
right girlfriend. And that's not even criticizing. Maybe there's just some relationships where there's a dom and there's a sub. We've all heard about that.
We have.
Sometimes Sarah's
Yes.
getting very excited. Sometimes the doors get. And is there anything you want to tell us here, Sarah?
Yes, my 72-year-old uncle is in the gay leather community, and I hear
Really?
way more than I want to about doms and subs. Yeah, I'm happy to introduce you to him. He's hysterical. And he's widowed. His partner, who was my biological uncle, they were together for 35 years. And let me just say, he's living the villages. You know that documentary, The Villages, where they were
No, I do not.
Okay, well, you need to treat yourself because there's a documentary about all these old people that moved to Florida. It's going to be my retirement with you. And they live in the villages, which is a retirement community, and they all fuck each other like crazy. They do coke. They just
And
go.
is he in a gay one?
Yes, he is, and it is a gay leather community where now at 70.
Where is this? In like
New York,
Key
honey.
West?
He lives in in New York. He like lives in your neck of the woods. I'll give you.
There's
I'll
a
hook you two
gay.
up.
Wait. Let me just slow down. Slow down, because this is my idea to have like. My idea is no. There needs to be a like here in I forgot the name of it. Like I think it's Crescent or something. Like in Beverly Hills, there's a very high end retirement home. Like where Sutton's gonna go.
Okay.
When she's all alone and she needs to be put in a home. I mean, it's a very, very wealthy and upscale. I mean, it's 5-star. It's like living at the Waldorf in Beverly, but it's there needs to be a gay, very, very high-end retirement home. But apparently, so this man is in a gay leather. It's that
Yes.
specific. It's
Yes.
a gay retirement home.
Yes.
Only for leather people that love leather.
And there are doms and there are subs, baby. And he is a sub. And I hear way too much about what is going on with a 72-year-old man in the leather world.
And I'm just going to be honest.
What? Tell me.
And the people that work there probably are only like, they're probably the nurses. They only hire like 19 to like 28 and all men. And they are just getting themselves into all sorts of trouble.
It's about what he's up to. So there's always, yes, I'm happy to.
And
so
then
I
the
know
nurse says, Mr. So-and-so, this is not allowed in the rules. And then the older one says, I understand that, but just open the side table. And they're like, what's in the side table? They open it. There's 5 $100 bills. And they say, take it. Now, lock the door. Guys, I could do a whole other podcast with Sarah. Trust me. I mean, I'm just telling you how the world works. What do you want from me? What?
I'm familiar. Too familiar.
Do you want me to sit here and just lie to everybody about the way it all works?
No. That would be my gay uncle's like dream home. Yeah, that would. So there you go.
Some people call it cynicism. I call it realism.
As long as everybody is of age and of consent, I don't care. I don't care. But anyway, James seems like he's a dom, and he would be thrilled to have a sub. And yes.
And look, if that works for Allie, but this might be the one for James. She's gorgeous. She's quiet. She got on the show. She's not using him just for fame. It's like, this might be the one, right? She speaks slowly and properly, which I'm sure he likes. He's sober. Graham cracker and him, right? Ish. We have the drink that I've never heard of, liquid weed. Welcome to California, guys.
Oh yeah. Liquid THC. You never drank liquid THC?
No, I just want to get in one Uber a month that does not smell like fucking weed. That's all I ask. It hasn't happened since I moved here.
Correct.
I just want one.
When is Uber going to offer the feature? Because they always ask you, do you want to talk to your driver? I don't give a fuck. Yes, I'm happy. Do you want your driver to look at you twice? Do you want to? How about a weed option? How about I would like mine not to have fucking baked out the car 5 minutes before showing up? How about that option, Uber? Can we get a click? Yeah, because they do. They show up here. They've hit the joint on the way here. And it's like, sir, I don't mind that you're high, but I don't want to get in the vehicle with you. Give yourself a 2-hour break. And then, of course, everybody says, oh, Sarah, I'm so much more, I can focus on weed. I do so much better on weed. I'm so much more responsive on weed. No. So I don't believe you. I'm sorry. That's like me saying that alcohol is my superpower. Like, I forget and I'm a moron. Like, it's not a superpower. It seems like it in the moment, but it's not. So stop lying to us and just give us the
No.
option that we don't want to be with you when you're high.
It's like I told you, I also am on a journey like Tom Schwartz. I am semi-sober curious. Unfortunately, I don't put that into effect. I went to the Thompson Hotel on Monday. I had my 2 martinis. I walked home. Um, but I would like to never drink again in theory. I agree with you. I don't care if you are high as a
No.
kite and you reek and the shit is coming out of your pores. Please just don't pick me up.
Yeah, why are you
Please.
operating a vehicle? And then
I
people
get
say
it.
to me, "Oh, it's for my anxiety." So you
Let me
should
tell
be
you.
driving on a 5-lane highway in Los Angeles with a passenger while high. That's helping your anxiety. I'm like, what? Okay. Maybe you should be doing a different job as a librarian. Why are you?
Yeah.
Why are you an Uber driver? If you've got anxiety and you got to hit the pipe, I mean, come on.
Let me tell you about anxiety. Anxiety is me sitting in the back of your car while I smell smoke. And then you're like, but I'm fucking late. So I can't say, because let me tell you something. These Uber drivers are like these 20-something-year-olds. You ever hire a 20-something-year-old? I hire lots of the 20-something-year-olds to do stuff. And I'm like, hey, hi, I'm so sorry. I know you're on my payroll, but I have to just, do you mind maybe if you could maybe do this for me? I know I'm paying you anyway,
I
but I'm just
know.
wondering if like this is okay with you. That's what it's like for these 20-something-year-olds that work for me.
Isn't
Okay.
it weird
Just,
being an employer in 2024? Everybody I
yes.
employ, I
Yes.
speak to the same way. Would you mind? It's like, what am I doing?
And I'm not worried about being sued. I'm worried about you. Like, I've had people just be like, I'm walking off the job right now. I'm like, wait, we have to edit this. We have to edit this Kato Kalin because it's going out tomorrow. Yeah, I don't like because you said hello and you do not say good morning. And I prefer good morning instead of hello. So you take your Kato Kalin edits and you shove them up your asshole. And I'm leaving today. So, right, you have to, same thing with an Uber driver. You're like, excuse me. Excuse me, I don't want you to end this ride because
I
I'm
know.
late. No, I know if I speak to you inappropriately, you're just gonna pull over and tell me to get the fuck out of the car and we're in the middle of
Correct.
the highway. Like that's so they're just like the 20 somethings. No offense to the 20 somethings, but you need to be spoken to so politely. I'm not polite. I don't say good morning. I don't want to. I don't want to be nice. I just want to get the work done. I don't want to involve 3 sentences. I'm tired.
And on that note, follow us on social media for more.
We're really nice people, guys. Could we please just have a podcast, you guys, where we talk about everything other? Can we have a
told you it'd be
podcast
a
where we
hit.
talk about the most mundane things and just make them somewhat interesting?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be better than talking about Vanderpump Rules?
No,
I mean,
I love the pop culture stuff, but I like the society stuff. And you know, things aren't as bad as everyone makes them out to be. See, we could do this positive and real positive.
listen, I'm all positive. Listen, again, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 4, Monica fucking Garcia. There you go. Does everyone want a positive statement from me today? That season we just watched was brilliant. Lisa Barlow's chopping away, saying season 5 will be great without her. Whitney's going to be the villain. I mean, Whitney's already been hurt. Right, of course.
They got together and they're like, all right, who's going to take the hit? Now, I do hear Mary Cosby's coming back to you. We can talk about this tomorrow because I've got to love you and leave you. But
and three newbies, like, and they all look, and one of the newbies has already been caught. She's been caught with burner accounts, Finstas. But
gonna be very hard.
Good luck. I'm gonna watch. I'm hopeful. I'm not judging, but you can't top Monica Garcia. You can't top her.
But are we getting Mary back? Now I want Mary. If we're not getting Monica back.
Mary's been at Filmins. Mary's been there.
Good.
She's been there, girl. She's showing up. You know what I don't think maybe we're ever gonna get is Roni. I said a few weeks ago, everyone says, I don't know. I mean, we're going to get it, but listen, they're really, then we'll go. They're spacing things out because the ratings for everything are down. Like, I think Bravo is finally of this, like, we don't have that much in the can. We really gotta kind of like when Behind the Velvet Rope goes from 7 days a week to 1 day a week. I'm going to do it. I'll put everything on fucking Patreon and I'll go 1 day a week. So don't piss me off, everybody. But I think Bravo is like making us want it because they are drawing this shit out. Jersey, April, maybe. There's a big debate over Dubai. Chanel Ayan says
Cancel
June.
Dubai. I'll spare you.
Cancel it.
But Roni,
Is anybody out there? Slip into our DMs. Is there anybody out there? Be honest. Don't just try to grandstand. Is there anybody out there that really is dying for Dubai to return? Slip into our DMs. I'm curious.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah.
No, I mean, I actually don't think you're wrong.
I want Roni back, though. I love Brynn. I love Sai. I love Jessel. I really think those women have so much potential. I hope they're filming. And I want Jenna one more season. She was my writer. I was so looking forward to that hot, successful lesbian.
I've heard everyone's coming back. I've heard everyone's coming back.
Good. I want one more season. But if she doesn't give me like, I want her. I want like boss. I want like, that was the Carol Rad as well. It was like that level of sophistication that, it was like all the women of Beverly Hills were hoity-toity, and then Erica Jane came in, patting the puss, like things you don't do in the BH publicly. And it was so good. But then you had LVP, just this rich English one. I love that. I feel like Jenna brings like that experience. I mean, you took a company, you made it iconic again in the aughts. I mean,
she has money. She has real money.
Real money, real fame, real insight. Like, show us that, girl, instead of like, I'm gonna go hide. I'll be back. Oh,
yeah, I'm okay with
that. Give me that big lesbian energy, girl. Come on.
Yes, bring that big dick lesbian energy, girl, and show us your woman too. Bring her on. I don't care if she wants it or not. It's season 2. Too bad, girl. Bring her on.
All right, I gotta go.
Bring the kid on.
Bring the son. Okay, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow, girl. Bye.
Bye.